Hi, thank you so much for that. Thank you for that
Holy
resub.
desktop.
Let me just put on Oro here. Alright. Is this it? You like my desktop? That's it. Why is it so large? Still too large. I don't know what's going on with my... There we go, this should... Yeah, I'm alright. Just a little bit stressed. I finished the Runite runes finally. That took absolutely forever and all the energy and, you know, it was hard. The game isn't really designed to give you passives dependent on what items you have in your inventory, and if you have a skill on top of that as well. I just tried doing a lot of things that the game isn't really enjoying. What about you? How are you? Just 30k. I'm not sure what character I'm playing actually. Is the microphone okay and stuff like that, or is it low? I wonder what class I want to play. I do have my genetic. Rebel. Yes, Mono. I started Dragon Knight just a few minutes ago. Yeah. The Dragon Knight one is basically, I'm just gonna look at the numbers. I'm gonna remove some cast times from some things, remove synergies, lower skill levels so you can pick up the whole tree. But yeah, it's just, I got stuck on the Rune Knight for a long time because of the revamped rune system. I hadn't originally intended on doing that, but I figured since I was there and the system was so garbage, I just, you know what, I just decided to do it. Like, the rune system is, you have to craft the runes for every single thing you do, which, you know, I guess from an RP point of view, you have to craft the rune to use it, but from a gameplay point of view, it gets tedious as fuck. Farm for 2 hours, you can play for 1 hour. It's just not great. And the fact that many of the runes were just Pepega as well. I'll play my super adventurer. But yeah, so I have it up here. I'm already... I've already started on the Dragon Knight skills as well. Oh, there's another super adventurer. Very cute. What has happened to my aura, though? Isn't this supposed to look different? Oh god, that looks awful. Yeah, so you have to take it off and put it back on again after you relog, or it doesn't show. Interesting. But why? That doesn't seem right. That should just be when you log in. You shouldn't have to relog just to... I think this has to do with status effects, because, okay, so here's the thing. These items, many of them aren't actual sprites. That's why you can't really preview it, see? Because these are status effects that are showing a, like they're displaying an effect. Whereas other items are actual sprites. You can see this when you click preview. But yeah, many of these items, as I said, are actually not sprites. But that still is kind of a problem, honestly. I know. Dang, I'm actually just gonna take some screenshots of this. Doesn't really seem like anybody wants to join. But yeah, that is definitely not intended. I just noticed it now because they should just show up when you log back in. Like, it shouldn't... you should absolutely not have to... do this, eh? They do work, they just seem to have a weird conditional thing, right? I'm busy playing the new PoE. Oh, is there a new league for PoE? Oh, maybe that's what a lot of people... I mean, there's been a lot of new releases recently. We had World of Warcraft Midnight. We had Resident Evil Requiem. And then you're telling me that the PoE League started yesterday as well? Like, I feel like a lot of people are probably playing these games at the moment. I feel like this could be a thing, right? No, I completely understand. People love playing new leagues and like when a new release is out. That's okay. Like I said, this is a casual server. You can play as much or as little as you want, and the server isn't going anywhere. That's the whole point. You can. There are people who somebody took a year break and just came back. Like, it's okay. Server will be here, right? Like, you know, we're not one of these 3-month servers that will just vanish, right? So I completely understand. I hope you have fun in the new PoE League. What's the mechanic this time? I'm just curious. I mean, I'll give it another few minutes and then I might do something else if nobody's interested. That's okay. I could play another game or do deving instead if people aren't interested in it. Pretty nice, but the creative thing is the whole atlas has been changed again. And portal to a mirrored version of parts of the map you're in with twists and mechanics. The generic tiered map items like waystones. And I haven't played PoE 2, so I don't know those systems. I do know that PoE 1 has undergone a lot of changes. Like, they changed the game so much and so frequently. What do you guys say? Should I just play, or should I do deving, or should we just play another game for now? It doesn't really seem like anybody is very interested in a leveling party today, or whatever. Damn. Stylic 100%. Sorry, silliness. Stylic 100%ed Requiem already. Damn, that's That does sound interesting. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna change. Oh my god, this Kagero is so cute. Who is this? Gerhilde. What? Oh my god, what a cutie. They have some Tweety birds and they're gone. Okay. Alright, so we're looking at either deving or we're looking at playing another game. I'm not just gonna level by myself, that seems kind of pointless. Because the whole point was to hang out with... Dev stream is cool. I mean, that will be the probably what I'll end up doing, I guess. Like... Still have so much deving to do. But it's not that I have to do. I mean, I could or could not. That's okay. That's alright. I feel like people might just not be in the mood for leveling today, or they're busy playing other games. You know, that's okay. I'm reading the global chat, not agreeing with the cost. Well, I mean, people have the right to have that opinion. I'm just curious if they're not gonna get, like, accept any help because they don't agree with this. What is the alternative? Just, but no job change, quit, leave the server. I'm really not sure what the idea is. Incoming rage quit and bad RMS review. But I don't know. I mean, it's honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing. I really don't see the issue. How are you 200 without 10 million Senni? Like you just don't loot anything. Well, I guess I am super gay then. Because I fucking loot everything. Considering how you have children, that's quite interesting. Like, you have genetically, like, linked children to yourself. You being gay is quite the feat then, I guess. Maybe you can be like bi or bi-curious or something. Yeah! Fucking loot your loot, dude! Stop littering! Does this look like a trash can to you? Yeah, I stand by that. Loot your loot. And then we have people telling me, I would loot if we had auto loot. Well, then it's not really you looting, is it? Saying I would loot if it was automatically done. I'm sorry, but no. Absolutely fucking not. It appears nobody's really joining here, so I'm a alt F4 and uninstall, I guess. I guess that's gonna be that. We're cooked. Time to move on with life. Oh god, out the loot for an MVP card. Can you fucking imagine though? Oh no, no, no. Oh dude. Out the loot on an MVP card, like that's I don't that feels really unhinged somehow. Yeah, you know, we're gonna do deving then. Fuck that. Nobody's joining, fine. Fine, nobody wants to play with me. Whatever. 1 second. Honestly, having auto loot tied to an MVP card sounds it's like the funniest thing I've ever heard. Can you imagine it though? Like people would camp the shit out of this MVP. Alright. Why is this not displaying? Bro? Why are you not displaying? Oh, I was in the wrong thing. Right, okay. That'll be why. Okay, there we go. What is the one MVP that is hella useless? Pitaya. Well, actually, Pitaya is we have somebody who has it. Like he literally wanted to get it and then he dropped it. Make Pitaya great again. Alright, so this is getting changed down from... hang on. Draconic Scales. From 10 down to 5. Wait, was it... Was it 20? I could have sworn this skill was level 20. Am I just being an idiot here? No, it is 20. See, I knew it. It is 20. 20. There. Moving all of these stuff. Okay. Make Pitaya great again. Alright. Honestly, I should put it as a joke. If your refine level is at 21 or higher, You get auto loot. Like, just this absolute fucking dumbass. Oh man. Organic scales. Alright. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this went up to 20, so that would have been... So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give this... I think we're gonna give this 2,000 plus 4,000 plus... Actually, wait. There. 4,000 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. Oh. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just gonna do that. I don't really have a better way of wording this. It's just gonna have to be this way. At least until I get a better... So this went up to 20, so this was 20%. I think I'm probably going, because you already have the rune. Okay, hang on. So the rune already gives you... Hang on. Here we go. Dragon and Formless Wind Water. Okay. Dragon, Formless Wind Water. The Dragonic Scales. I'm not sure keeping 4 races on here is a good idea. Alright, so Dragonic Scales is getting changed to all races and more flat HP instead. So at max rank, level 5, it'll be 10,000 base HP and 10% damage taken from all races instead of specific ones. The reason I'm doing it like that is because we already have the rune giving to specific ones. There we go. Okay, so looking at how this works now. Emberfang Legion. Has its... Okay, here. Right. gonna be level 1 instead of what, 5? Yeah. Okay. So at level 5, this was dealing. Let me get a skill DB. I have way too many tabs open. Actually, we can change all of this before. 5/5 slasher 5 storm slash 5 sign should be 1. Phantom should be 5. Demo 5. Here's 5. Deadness 5. 1. 1. And then these should stay there. Bam, 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 bam. Hang on. The brain is gonna catch up to me in a second. Don't they have skill DB here somewhere? I did. Skill DB supportive? Where's actual skill DB? Oh, blue. Okay. Yeah, we don't want Legion to be first, actually. Okay, so it divided damage over 3 hits. Where's the scales? Come on. Here? Okay. So, I'm gonna reveal what I'm doing. You're gonna have Legion up at all times. And what I mean by this is Legion is gonna cost 200 AP and 300 SP, or mana, sorry. The duration will be the same as the cooldown. And then you will need AP to use the abilities that Emberfang Legion requires. I'm gonna remove the generation and spending of the swords. Their skills will cost AP instead. Meaning you generate... So it's basically, it's a bit of a wind up because you'll need the AP to even get Emberfang's Legion. But you're not gonna have any absurd downtimes with it. So we're gonna do this. Duration and cooldown will be 5 minutes. Well, sort of. I mean, Okay, so the way Emberfang's Legion worked before was that you had a 60-second window after you used the skill, at which point Legion would come down and swarm around you, and you would have 50 uses of the swords. Okay? The problem is you would run through these 50 so insanely fast, and then everything, like 80% of your kit would be on cooldown for the next, 10 years. So you would end up sitting at max AP for like forever again, because you would fill up your AP bar pretty fast, but you would have nothing to spend it on because all of your skills required Legion, which had a 10-minute cooldown or whatever the fuck it was. It had a 1-minute duration, and I think it was 5 or 10 minutes cooldown. So basically, the 90% downtime meant that you would just run around with the full AP bar. Oh, hush. And I'm also opening it up to one-handed and two-handed, not just two-handed. I'm trying to do better, Zanye. Give me some credit here, please. Come on. It can be dispelled, however. Okay. So, we want to do this. Remove this. Okay. You know what? We don't actually... Ah, here we go. Don't really need it to generate 50 servants, though. Since we're not really gonna consume them. I guess it's okay. I'm just thinking what the best way to do this is, because, okay, so the way this is handled is that this is on player and you get 50, right? I think this is correct. There we go. Max Servant Ball. Why is it called Servant Ball? We only need to have 5? Alright, so we only need to have and marked. Oh, here we go. Like servant signs. I don't really think we need a cap on this, but like 100, I guess. Okay. Tick time, blah blah blah. Servant weapon, L. Wait. Wait, what are we listening to? What is this? This is some Korean letters and then Donkey Kong in caps lock. Alright. Sounds good to me. Swordman, servant weapon, here we go. Oh, okay, so this is the servant weapon attack, and this is... Okay. As I moved everything over to the new system, it's taking me a while to figure out how this... I kind of just migrated everything, I didn't look at it too carefully. I figured I would do that as I went. Yeah, that is fine. Make sure it's short range. Make sure it's crit. ID. Dummy skill. And this is... Okay. I'm glad you think so. I think you can probably just do this. Okay. We also need to see what the actual what were the okay. Some mathing. I can't be bothered with this. Okay, so these were 2040, so 40 times 25, that's 1,000. And then you have 5 for each of these. So 250, 250, 500, 500, 500. 50, 250, 500, 500, 500. So that's 6,100. No, that can't be right. Really? But yeah, because it was right. Okay. Oh no, I see. Amplifying Tempest is 10. So interesting. This Tempest is 10. That's 500. So synergy-wise, you had these were all 100 each. So that's 5, 10, 15. Uh, 15. Sorry. 2,000. Havoc. 2,250. So the procs from would trigger for 7,300 fully synergized. However, this was only for those 50 weapons while it was up. Okay. So obviously this is gonna be changed. It's gonna deal less damage. And before anybody says anything, because it's now a permanent addition, so Legion attacks will trigger when you deal damage automatically if you have the Legion buff. So I will pull the numbers down, but they will be more it's not so temporary anymore. Ah, shit, where did my... Hmm. Okay. First we get rid of this. Summons Emberfang's Legion to your side. Okay, I'm doing some mental math here. So I think giving it like a 25% chance to deal 3000% on your target and around it. 25% chance to deal 3000% damage in a 3-cell splash around. Keep in mind, this is not the only thing you can do, okay? Because this is just the passive. Okay? This is just the passive. There's gonna be AP spenders like the Descent, Cataclysm, okay? So this is just the passive extra you get on any attack you do. Before anybody freaks out. Ah! Oh, good. I don't think we really need a... Because this is a passive, well, sort of. I don't think a skill effect's real needed because we're already mentioning the proc chance and what it does, so we can basically just do this. I don't think 4. I think 3 is more than enough. Go even a piece of it, but mention... Yeah, okay, so the original effect, fully synergized, gave you 50 hits for 7,120%. However, these would also be consumed if you tried using the skills. Now I've changed it so while Legion is up, you have a 25% chance anytime you deal damage to strike an enemy for 3,000% in a 3-cell splash. While you have Legion, but it has the same cooldown as it has duration. So again, you can be dispelled. And this is also just the passive now. Well, you have to remember, Zanya, before, this might sound really strong, okay, but this wasn't spammable. This was 50 attacks every 10 minutes. And then you had 90% downtime. Because you could use this every 10 minutes, I think, and then it lasted for 1 minute. So you had 1 minute to use up 50 swords that would deal 7,000%. And then they did nothing for you for the next 9 minutes. That's why it was a lot higher attack damage. But it was such a bursty thing. It doesn't really... I'm trying to make people linearly stronger instead of just super high burst windows for 30 or 60 seconds. You know, it's... I mean, there's still gonna be cooldowns and you know, attacks that require AP, but it felt like an extremely... You had a 1 minute window where you could be God. And then all your AP had no use because you needed the Emberfang's Legion swords to use any of the Emberfang skills, which meant you would either have to use them for damage or for utility or mix of the two, and then they would just, all of your skills would literally be useless. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Here, all of these skills, all the Emberfang skills, these four here, were tied into the swords, okay? So casting these would cost swords. So each time you casted one of them, you used up a sword to deal damage. Now, while this wasn't a bad thing per se, it basically meant that... How do you explain this? When your 50 swords were up, you would continue using Tempest and Havoc, which doesn't sound bad, except they would keep generating AP, at which you had nothing to spend it on. It was just not... The 50 swords, either I would have to increase it by a lot for it to be worth using. Oh, no, I can see what you mean. I see what you mean, but yeah. It didn't actually amount to that amount, because every time you cast a skill, it would use up a sword. So every skill use would reduce that 7,000. So if you cast... that 7,000 would basically only work if you were auto-attacking. So if you were casting, say, Emberfang's Cataclysm, which would deal about 2,500% to anything around you, okay, that would consume one sword. So you would consume a blade that was dealing 7,000 in order to do 2,500 in an AoE. Because each skill costs you one blade. You see the problem here? So it wouldn't add the 7,000 to the 2,500. It would consume one of the blades that would have been 7,000 on a proc in order to use a skill that did significantly less damage. Meaning that if you used an Emberfang Mark, which costs a blade... Yeah, but if you use that with Sight-like, you would consume these blades in like 5 seconds. And then you're on cooldown for the next 10 years. It will still work with Sight-like now, except it will just have a 25% chance to deal 3,000. Yeah, it's... I'm still considering, though, if the splash might be a bit high. 3-cell splash for an auto, like for a passive. I might even reduce it down to 2, honestly. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that. I don't think 4... Because keep in mind, if you have 50 enemies, okay, and you trigger this shit, it's 4-cell splash. It's gonna be absolutely mad. Because that was the original. So we're gonna take that down a notch to 2. Hang on, wait. That doesn't... Why does this cost... Oh, no. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do with the... So you're gonna still need to have Emberfang's Legion up in order to use the Emberfang skills, but they're gonna cost AP instead. Okay, so instead of consuming blades, because the blades are gonna be a visual around you that you have the thing up. Right. So Legendary Blades of Emberfang, okay, that's cool, everything's alright, it doesn't consume anymore. Let's go into this, and we want it to deal -100 plus 3,000, not find skill level, there's only one level. Make sure that this triggers properly now. That's the servant weapon. Well, this is why I was saying as well, me reworking, like, I'm not just shrinking skill levels, I am looking at each and every single... Okay, so... Wait, why did we have if it doesn't... You mean the skills that are pending rework? I will implement those as well for classes that don't have them. So they will come in a semi-official capacity with numbers changed. Like the Imperial Guard and like almost every class has like one or two of these skills. Except Meister and Dragon Knight, because I already reworked their skills for that. Hmm. Well, I mean, what's gonna happen is that as a Mado, you'll be able to pick up every single Mado skill in the mechanic tree. As in, for the blacksmith tree, I have considered letting Mado Gear use those skills. I'm not sure though. We'll see. Maybe. Well, no, no, no. It's Mado and Axe are very different, and if you're playing them the exact same way, that might be why you're struggling. Mado, you can kite, you have repair, which is insane. You have all the really cool mechanic skills as well. Their playstyle is very different from Axe. It's What do you mean blacksmith has a lot that is pending or straight up doesn't work? What are you talking about? I mean, if you're talking about the smithing skills, they were removed because I'm gonna redo that system eventually. And the same thing with, yeah. Okay, so hilt binding is being changed. Skin tempering works fine. These two are also for crafting. This is also for crafting. This is being removed. This is for axe. This is removed. This is for axe. Or, well, you don't have Mado here, but yeah. I do get where you're coming from. But... yeah, we'll see what I do with them, to be honest. I've said later I will rework the forging system. No, they do work, but they basically only work for auto attacks. Maximize power, if you put that on when you're auto attacking, you'll see the difference. That is the way it is officially as well. It does have an effect on skills, but it is extremely minor and not really worth using. Meltdown is more of a PvP skill, honestly. It has a chance to break the armor and weapon of your target, if I'm not mistaken. But on monsters, that will basically just reduce their damage and their defenses a bit. On players, it will break their shit, though. I'm considering moving this into its own thing. So if you mark a target, you double the chance of servant, sorry, not servant, of Legion. So that's basically what's gonna happen. I'm gonna use servant. Why do I keep it? Because I'm using the name. If you mark a target, it will increase your damage and your chance to trigger against that target. Honestly, there. I'm gonna make it 15 and 30. But yeah, let's go in game and test this first now. Make sure it changes. Yeah, there's definitely a problem with the smith tree in the sense of once you hit mechanic, the Mado comes in. Whereas when you were a blacksmith, they didn't really have a lot of offensive skills. I mean, you can't really realistically add anything to... What? What do you mean stream dead? No? What are you talking about? Interesting. Anyways, as I was saying, you can't realistically add anything to the smith tree that will boost Mado, because Mado doesn't exist for smiths. It comes into play on mechanic, right? So realistically, there's very little we can. Alright, let's see how this works out. Okay, this is my derp, my Dargon. He's, you know. Ember Triangle. Okay. I'm gonna do add skills. I'm gonna do heal AP. Alright. What happens when we summon this? There we go. Alright. Why is it not triggering? Bro. There we go. I'm doing 242k. Let's see what the blade triggers for. Not bad. Okay. Die! Oh, okay, this is fun. Die! Oh my! Okay, maybe not. Oh, well, I mean, at least it works, right? Oh, that's pretty... Okay. Alright, we need to make it work on attacks, auto attacks as well. Hang on. Oh. Well, I mean, it worked. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think we need to move the logic. I think we need to move it to where... Okay, hang on. But yeah, I think we need to move this logic to where Abyss Square is, for example, right? So... where would this be exactly? Maybe it's where Dupolite and Petitio is, because Petitio does this as well. So if we do CD Petite... Yeah, that's cool and all, but that's not what I want. Okay, here we go. How does this work? Okay, so we just place it here, I think, or something. Okay, so can we just put it here? Okay, fuck. It doesn't like BL. Why doesn't it like BL? It wants target. Do that. Okay, that seems to have worked. So many times when I do things, I'll kind of just try it and see if it works. That's sort of my process in how I code. I will literally just try it, and then, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then, well, fuck. We'll try something else.